Emotionally charged and a teeny bit naughty in places, Netflix's smash Sex Education did not disappoint with its third outing. But with Moordale Secondary up for sale and Maeve heading off to America, there was an air of finality in the season's heart-wrenching last episode. Otis articulated our thoughts when he asked if this was goodbye, but we're taking Maeve at her word when she replied, "No, it's see you soon." The ongoing will they won't they between the pair was finally resolved, at least, momentarily. Despite developing feelings for Isaac, who eventually came clean about his controversial voicemail move, Maeve decided to give things a proper go with Otis, that was, until she found the funds for her place in a gifted and talented program across the pond, and best pal second mum Amy talked some sense into her about giving up the opportunity of a lifetime for a boy. Otis and Maeve have agreed to see where they're at once she's finished being brilliant in the USA, but if Sex Education does get a season 4 then there's plenty of other ramifications that we need to see play out based on how some characters' storylines were left in season 3's ending. Who is the father of Jean's baby? Otis's kick-ass mother was pregnant for much of the third season, but she still found the time to school some misogynistic doctors and give Amy some all-important words of wisdom as she continued to navigate her past sexual assault. But things took a turn for Jean when she went into early labor, suffering a hemorrhage as a result of the birth. For a while it was touch and go for whether we were about to lose one of our favorite characters, but thankfully she pulled through, giving Otis a chance to apologize for once again being a bit of a brat. Jean and Jacob had been treading the line between co-parenting and getting back together, but the birth of baby Joy, as named by Ola, seemed to cement them as a family unit. That was, until Jean opened the results of the DNA test, which Jacob had previously requested when he started to doubt his role as the father. We didn't get much more than her horrified reaction, but it left a firm feeling that Jacob may not be Joy's biological dad after all. If that's the case, speculation could lead us back to her ex-husband Remy or another man that she was involved with following her split with Jacob. Will Cal and Jackson be able to stay friends? A new addition to the Moordale clique for season 3, Cal seemed to have chemistry with Jackson from the off. A non-binary student, Cal had to navigate Headmistress Hope's archaic and exclusionary rules about school uniform and sex ed class. But Jackson was supportive of them throughout, always encouraging Cal to be themselves. The pair clearly started to like each other as more than friends, sharing kisses and tender moments. But when Cal underlined to Jackson that, should they become anything, he would be in a queer relationship, a conversation followed that resulted in them just being friends. Quite rightly putting themselves first, Cal stated that they didn't want to be seen as a girl in Jackson's eyes, and that, although he was open to learning, they did not want to have that added responsibility of carrying him on that journey. Jackson made it clear that he still liked Cal, and that he'd never been friends with someone that he's had feelings for. But we're hopeful that their friendship, at the very least, will continue to develop. What's next for Adam? We're still recovering from Eric and Adam's breakup. And don't even get us started on the poem. Sobs. Although it was certainly the right move, as both Eric and Adam were in completely different places with totally different needs, it didn't make it any less devastating to watch. Adam has come a long way since his toxic behavior in the first and second seasons, but he still needs to find himself. That being said, by the final episode he felt comfortable enough to come out to his mum and tell her the true nature of his relationship with Eric, and he'd found something he truly loved and was good at: dog training. Whether or not the door remains ajar for a reconciliation with Eric in the future, that time is not right now. And we're fully invested in seeing Adam find happiness within himself first. Is it really the end of Moordale? In a moment of protest, the students, led by Vivienne and Jackson, rose up to challenge Hope and the outdated way the school was being run. Unfortunately, the investors decided to pull the funding for the school, with the governor telling the students that this meant it was closing and that they'd have to find alternative places to finish their education. While Miss Annes was right, it's good to stand up for what you believe in. We're not overjoyed by the thought that the gang may be split up at different schools next term. Of course, there's always the possibility that Moordale may find some last-minute investment that would prevent its closure. But as things stand right now, Sex Education Season 4 could look a whole lot different.